you 2 months ago. Stop throwing in my face before I kill a nigga. This is what I'm telling you, because that's my mindset. I will go.
October 7th, 2023, when threats become promises.
This is a story about a man who unalived his wife after finding out she invested his money while he was in prison. She flipped his profits into a successful business and moved on. And she even divorced him and got with another man while he was locked up. So instead of him moving on when he got out, he unalived her. This is Tiffany Wade, who was married to this man, Armand Hilton, before he served time for armed robbery and kidnapping and even holding a 17-year-old for ransom. And before he went into prison, he signed all of his assets and properties into his wife because she had a son and he thought that he could trust her. And when he came out, she was big time. She was too good for him now. She had moved on. She even blocked him and everything. Check this out.
I love dealing with a rich bitch. Cause she gonna trick and we gonna trick bigger.
Yeah, I like that one. And I want a duffel too. Yep. Perfect. I mean, you can show me the other.
That one right there behind you.
Okay.
That's a new release.
No, I haven't. Can you guys monogram it or no?
You can monogram this.
That's me right there.
Ooh, Aston Martin.
Yes. Thank you.
See, you can never take threats from anyone lightly, especially from someone who went to jail for kidnapping and armed robbery. That means he is active. His threats are not nothing to sneeze at. And she not only did not pay his money, she was posting on Instagram with her new man and lifestyle, which infuriated him even more. Check this out.
I look at you different. Why the about my baby mom? I don't give it. Yo, if you ever was the talk nigga, she'd tell you that.
I would never talk to that on my level. She ain't do nothing to me, and she never been in my circle. She never been around me.
And you've been bringing it up. So now I'm gonna give you what you want. I'm never gonna touch you again. I'm never physically gonna hurt you. You marry this nigga, I'm blowing this head off on everything I love. I'm going back to prison.
She refused to actually give him any of his money back when he got out. So he kept on making threats to her, and this is finally what happened.
He told her he will come for her one day, and that is exactly why he was there. The gunshots echoed through Platinum Cut's barbershop. For a moment, nobody moved. The clippers stopped buzzing. Conversations died mid-sentence. Then a child's scream cut through the silence. High, desperate, primal. "Mommy, mommy!" Her son screamed from the barber chair, their 7-year-old son, cape still around his neck, watching his mother fall. Armand turned, running, leaving his own child's cries behind. She knew he was looking for her. She posted his threats publicly. Why didn't she leave Philadelphia?
And he unalived her in front of their 7-year-old son, which means his pride and everything was on the line, and he felt like he had to get back, and he didn't care about any type of collateral damage whatsoever, even if it was on son. So tonight we talk about this, and should you stay friends with your ex? Let's talk about it.
Tonight's topic, can exes truly be friends? But before we get into that, please take a moment to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so that every time that we go live, you know when we are up. Just a reminder, tonight's topic, can exes truly be friends? But first, let's talk about current events. Fellas?
Man, as you've seen in the, I'm getting an echo. So if y'all can, I don't know, somebody's speaker is on. But anyway, as you see in that video that we just ran, the lady, a lot of times, you know, when you're in relationships, it's really hard, you know what I'm saying? People don't have a protocol when they're breaking up with somebody. And a lot of times it can be really demeaning on how you break up with somebody. Like I said, when you, as you see in the video, the guy, he was actually in jail, and man, while he was in jail, she parlayed it into a company. She was selling like adult toys. She was doing like a lot of women's products and things like that. She came up while he was in jail off of his money that he had. He had properties and everything, and she mortgaged them, and she parlayed that into her own financial empire. And then, so when he got out, her life had changed by then. It had been a couple years, and he wanted his cut back or whatever. And not only that, she divorced him and she moved on with another man and was posting it and everything on her social media. So the way, that you got to be careful, man, especially, like I said, she already knew what type of guy she was messing with. The guy was in jail for kidnapping, armed robbery, and amongst other things. So you knew he was going to get active regardless. So you can't take nobody who then already did it like they ain't going to do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you took his money, you took his pride and everything. He going to get active on you, dog. So I don't know what she was thinking about. Not that she deserved it, but man, I mean, I didn't see people die for less, dog. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be careful, man. Especially when you messing with somebody that's from the streets, because even if they ain't from the streets, like I said, I mean, some females have put me in a position where shit, bro, they was it, man. I'm telling you, they was pushing my buttons, dog. Shit, I wanted to do something, but it was just that since I have reason, I didn't do anything. But some people will push your buttons, so you got to be careful, ladies and gentlemen, what type of people that you messing with, because you just don't know, especially when you're breaking up. There's really no exact science to breaking up with somebody and making them feel good. You know what I'm saying? So in this situation, it went to, I mean, he killed her in front of everybody, including while her son was getting his hair cut. I mean, he didn't even care. He just wanted to catch her. You know what I'm saying? Her son was collateral damage. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, you ain't got no type of couth whatsoever to not do it in front of your son. I mean, damn. That's just like, I mean, bro, I don't know, man. You just got to let her go, dog. She for the streets. Hold on, I can't hear you, Dante.
Yeah, you're a little muty. He's working on this.
Okay, what you got? Why are you getting the sound?
So yeah, I saw this video, and let's say she already paid him back, and like, dude is just tripping. It's a trip. The way that she was antagonizing him online, and like it was like she was welcoming death. And this is not me saying that anyone deserves that. I think that's crazy that he would kill someone. Like, it's money. I've lost money on niggas many a time. You think I killed him? No. I went out and made that shit back in there. So I can't relate to somebody killing somebody over money. But this man, as Chuck said, kidnapped somebody before for ransom. He is about that life. Why are we gambling? That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the point that I want to make. The reason why we gambling is because a lot of our women, we get close to these monsters. And see, when you get so close to a monster, you don't view him as a monster. She didn't believe that, man, because that was her baby daddy. He once loved her, and the time they spent or whatever it was, she didn't believe that, man. She got close to a monster. I want to caution my sisters, the young ladies out there. I want to caution you of that. A lot of the times, I ain't gonna lie, niggas in jail got more females than niggas out of jail. Niggas in jail doing numbers on them phones. I ain't gonna lie to you. So I want to caution you. A lot of the times, I mean, the paperwork is right in front of you. The writing is right in front of you. You know that this person is kidnapping and armed robbery, etc. But when we get close to this person and we spend intimate time with this person, a lot of the times we don't view them that same way. You've got to be careful. If somebody can do that, and listen, I heard that, the young man went to jail. It sounded like he went to jail probably as a teenager. Did I hear that correct?
Yeah, he had a long list. He had a long criminal history. Yep.
Yeah. No, he went to jail before he was able to develop emotionally and mentally. So you have to understand that when you hurt his feelings, this is a grown man's body, child's mind. And I mean, unfortunately, she got exactly what the math would dictate someone would get in that position. I think that she was just kind of blinded by her emotional closeness to the person. But, doing that in front of a child, his child, her child, and again, he was in jail all that time. He don't know that boy. emotionally, he wasn't thinking about that at all. You know what I mean? So just super, super sad, you know, and I mean, it's super, super sad, especially for that child.
Right. And somebody just commented, they texted me, they said, from the streets or not, anyone can get active when felt violated. And you know, that's true. And what you got to understand too is like, and what I've seen too, man, a lot, and it's a shame that a lot of times that when guys have kids by women, right, they base their relationship on their kid on how good the relationship is with their mom. You know what I'm saying? And it shouldn't matter. Like if I love my son, no matter what me and the mom is going through, I'm still gonna be there for my son. You know what I'm saying? This dude, like his ego and everything meant more than the love that he had for his son. Knowing that, how is it going to affect your son? His mom getting killed right in front of him, and then his dad going to jail for the rest of his life. So the son's life is over. Like he ain't got no chance.
He didn't,
you know what I'm saying? So I mean, damn, bro. Like I mean, is it worth all that? She exposed the person who she was. She's not worth it, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, even if she stole things from you or whatever, you can get it back, dog. You know what I'm saying? And I just think that when people have no dignity left, then they resort to whatever measures they can go to. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, in an undeveloped mind, like you said, it's gonna go back. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get barbaric. You know what I'm saying? So
well, I mean, yeah, and to the commenter's point, and Champagne, I think you might be on mute, but to Champagne's point earlier, where she said, you know, something about niggas with money all the time and she don't kill niggas. You have to understand the emotions of men. Men will. A lot of men have killed people over their money. A lot of women have not. A lot of men have killed people about their money. That's probably their woman, their money, disrespect of any form. I mean, those are the ways that it goes down. Money is probably top 3 on how you could get killed, with a T on the end.
Right. And she did both. She not only gave up the money, but then she gave up, you know, she started having sex with somebody else. So his pride and his money was gone.
But jail, do y'all know what goes on in prison?
Yeah.
It's just not worth it. I get it, it's your pride and she fucks you over and yada yada yada, but I don't know. I don't really enjoy my freedoms being taken away.
I mean, but again, some people have been in there so long, they're thriving in there. You say you know what happens in jail. He may be thriving in there. It may be harder out here to get a job and a place and to pay bills on time and to have a phone and a boss and somebody tell you what to do. He know the system in there if he's been in there since he was a teen. He told people straight up, I'm going back to jail.
He did.
That tell you everything you need to know, because don't nobody say that who feel like we do about jail.
That's correct. That's correct. But you know what? And this, I'm not blaming her, but it's okay to say no to people who make bad choices, right? There's a difference between a choice and a mistake. A mistake is you have no knowledge and you may have forgotten something and you make a mistake. Oops, I was walking and I knocked over, or it wasn't intentional, right? Those are mistakes. Choices can be good, bad, and different, but all of them have consequences. So if you meet a dude and he tells you he went to prison for kidnapping somebody's daughter, you should step back and think, damn, how would I feel if somebody kidnapped my daughter? Mad? And not pick someone like this. It was written on the wall what type of individual this is. And I know we want to be empathetic and we want to pour into him. Oh my gosh, you just heard, oh, you had a bad background. You are not his rehab. He got to go get that worked out.
That's right. And then you got to understand too, ladies and gentlemen, that, going to jail, and I've been to jail before. I haven't served any bids or anything like that, but I've been to jail. But the hardest thing, the thing about going to jail is some people don't fear going to jail. It's like before you go, it's the fear. It's just like the pandemic. It's the fear of the unknown. That's what everybody was scared of because we didn't know about how the pandemic is. But I guarantee you, if it comes back again, people they're not going to be in their own house and all that again. They ain't going to be as scared of it as they was the first time. So it's just like with jail. If you've already been there and you know what I'm saying, he already knows what jail is and he spent time there. So he's not scared of going back, or he wouldn't even be out here robbing people and all that because he has no fear of going to jail. So it's like a calculated risk. And some people, especially in the Black community, going to jail is a rites of passage. You know what I'm saying? You know, and so, you know, so he rather go to jail than have her living good, sweet on outside while he's out here in public. That was his choices. So that's what he did. Okay. So let's go ahead and, you know, get into our topic for tonight. Can exes truly be friends? Now, remember, like a lot of times, you know, relationships, before we find that right person, you're going to go through several different different relationships and situations with people. And a lot of times, they won't end like we just showed you with death, but sometimes they can end amicably. And, you know, you can still have a rapport with your ex, you know, but how much of a rapport should you keep going forward if you plan on finding someone that means something to you or whatever the case may be? And just to start this off, can exes truly be friends? I think that they can, but I think that there should also be some type of boundaries that you set if you have an ex that is a friend. If you start a new relationship, depending on how cool you are, I mean, you know, your ex might stop you from literally getting your husband or wife, because you got somebody lingering there, and the new person may not feel comfortable with the ex lingering around your relationship, somebody that you're running to, that you're comfortable with. And like I told you before, a lot of people cope with stress and drama in different ways. And going back to your ex might be your safe zone where you could talk to somebody that you're familiar with. So you got to be careful when keeping your ex around if you're trying to move forward relationship wise. Now, like I said, the single actual, the structure that a lot of single men and women live by is that, you know, being safe is we'll keep the exes around, you know. So if stuff don't work out with, if we're lonely or something like that, we always got somebody to call. You know what I'm saying? That's the business model of the new relationships, where we keep people around just in case we ain't got nothing going on, or it's safe. We ain't got to take no chances. If somebody tripping, we can say, "Oh, forget you. You got somebody that you can run to." So, but in this type of thing, you're not going to grow. So just be careful when you have your exes around. That's my first take on it. What y'all got?
Well, I wanted to ask, even before we got started, have either of you guys ever tried to be friends with an ex? Is anybody still friends with an ex? Champagne?
Yeah.
Now?
There's some exes you can't be friends with. There's some exes you shouldn't be friends with. And then there's some exes that you can be friends with. So I do have some exes that I am friends with. And there's been years that have passed since, you know, that type of romantic engagement. And you just realize, hey, you just want to be friends? They're like, yeah, okay. And you take the sex completely out just because you just vibe better as friends, like you care about somebody. And I have a friend of mine's an ex, and we were we were dating for a little bit, and it's just like there was an attraction there, but it wasn't there. The thing that's supposed to make you want to continually be with someone in an intimate way, that part was missing. But we still enjoy being friends. We had a lot of similarities, a lot of weird similarities that I never share with anyone else in the wild. So it was just like we were built off of that. So then after that, you know, he introduced me to his friends. So then my friend circle grew even greater, and his friends are male and female. And, you know, we get together, they have cookouts and barbecues. You know, his wildest thing, his mom always says this, and I'm going to tell y'all, don't tell nobody else. I went to the strip club with his mom and his dad, or stepdad, mom's husband. Yeah, you know, so it was a wild time, but it's you see people for something a little bit deeper. It's just like how I just vision people. I see them for a little bit different, deeper. Or sometimes some of my exes, they've helped me get a job, you know, and I didn't have to sleep with them. It was just like, hey, you know, we have a good relationship. Or, you know, I guess I already paid it in advance, or whatever you want to call it. But but they've, they help me out with jobs. They've given me businesses, opportunities. So even today, you know, we still have that friendship. If I saw them out in the wild, or if we went to lunch, it'd be nothing but love, just because of what we mean to each other.
Go ahead, Dante.
Do you interact with any of the? One thing I didn't hear was any interaction with any of their women.
Oh yeah.
Do you ever interact with any of their?
Yeah. I make sure, like, I talk to their wives. I see them. You know, if they ask me questions, I'm honest. Because usually the guys who I still am friends with, they've already told their girl. So she might feel some type of, but by the time they get to know me and they talk to me, they realize like, oh, she ain't no threat. You know, she ain't trying to fuck you. I don't know how you even fucked her, you know?
So hold on. So you talking about ex though? These are people that you had previous sexual relations with, right?
Yeah, I have relationships with them. I have sex with them.
And you still cool with their wives, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or even guys who maybe we didn't have sex with, but we just dated. You know, there was no sex there. So I've even had, you know, conversation with their wife because
it was always a friend. That's different. That person was always a friend. That ain't no ex. What about you?
Oh, well, okay. I mean, I don't sleep with every guy I date.
Whoa. Okay. Okay.
I consider that an ex situation. Like if you dated a guy but you never slept with them, I consider that an ex too.
No, it's not an ex. If they were never your boyfriend, your man, and then y'all broke up, that's how you get an ex. You don't get an ex because we went out to dinner 4 times. Are we exes? Oh yeah.
Okay, so they had to be my boyfriend, but still, same theory applies. Now
they was always a friend. That's just somebody. Yeah, I get that part.
Yeah. But exes, yes. I even was going to visit my ex's mom. Even till this day, I reach out and see how she's doing.
I'm surprised his lady ain't beat you up.
I mean, once you meet me, you can't help but love me. You know,
you trying to make her look bad, man.
I mean, that does happen for some, yes. For some. For others, it's like, oh my God, good job. Yeah, I'm proud to be able to help you.
Yeah, man, I feel like it's the cliche thing to do when you break up with a person. That's what we all say. Let's be friends. We can still be friends, but we still friends though. So we fall into these situations where immediately after breakup, we kind of try to keep that communication semi going, but different and checking in or whatever the case. But I mean, oftentimes I find that, you know, staying friends with an ex in that situation, you know, doesn't go very well. I've tried that a few times and it doesn't go very well. We fall into this space of we said we was going to be friends. So our actions align of that of single people. But our emotions, a lot of the times, are still intact in those situations. So you're going to behave as if, you know, it was more than that. So let's be friends, especially after immediate breakup. I just, no go. And I mean, it shouldn't just be a clean breakup. You should be amicable. You should be able to check on a person a couple of months, a month in, to make sure that they're doing okay mentally and stuff like that, or whatever the case. But, you know, related to friends, it's too fresh at that point, at least for me, in my experiences.
I think you have some time in between.
Like, well, I'm just talking about just those early ones when people say it up front. Just don't, in those situations, I find that doesn't work.
I feel you. My take, like, I really ain't been in that many. I've been in some relationships, but you know, most of the exes thought we were in a relationship, but we wasn't. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of hard for me to really, you know what I'm saying, say that. But because most of the exes that really we were together, no, we're not still in a relationship. Some people that I've had sex with that thought we were together, we might still be cool. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is like it's too convenient. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, when somebody that I've had sex with, or we've had relations or done things with, if they're around and we're still cool, then naturally it's going to gravitate to us still kicking it again. You know what I'm saying? You know, and like I said, this is the thing. And once you move on, if you're still in contact with your ex, and that's what I've seen, like with a lot of women and men, where, you know, as Champagne just gave an example, she threw away all the things that she didn't like, but she kept the lowest common denominator that she had with the person, like the little geeky side and stuff like that she's still getting from them. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you move on and you have a boyfriend, but you still got a little geeky connection with your ex, that's not healthy. You know what I'm saying? Like the geeky stuff got to stop. You know what I'm saying? If you're with me, you cannot still have connections with your ex. I'm sorry. Y'all can still maybe say, hey, every once in a while, and y'all can, you know what I'm saying? And you can check up on them. But as far as y'all kicking it and having this nerdy connection and shit like that.
Tell us how you feel.
it has to go, man. You know what I'm saying?
Are you going to do the nerd stuff with her?
No, you can't do it. Sorry.
Are you going to do it with her though?
Do it with who? Yeah, that's what. But see, listen. Just like when you have polyamorous relationships and people that have open relationships, if you have to add in anyone extra into the relationship, that means you're not getting everything from the one person that you have, because you need to add in extras, to fulfill whatever you're not getting, a gap or whatever the case may be. Because if you're getting everything from that person, then you don't need nobody else.
Hey, some people greedy now.
They're greedy, but I'm just saying they're not satisfied though.
Some people like 2 plates at the same time.
I know, but it's like I said, they're not satisfied. Then that means they're not satisfied with it. If you go to a restaurant, you order a dish. After you eat that dish, you order another one, and that means the first one didn't fill you up. You need some extra shit.
I don't know. I didn't ate when I was full before. Sometimes that shit look good. Let me get a piece of that. Damn, I'm full, but that shit look good. Let me get one of them.
It didn't fill you up, right?
Nah, I was full, bro. I can eat on a full stomach though.
What that means then, you're not a person that's ready to commit. If you're full off your first plate and you're still greedy and you're still looking, then that means you're not ready for a relationship. Plain and simple.
Hey man, Neo got 4 chicks, man. He look like he having a good time.
I mean,
he does not look like he even like chicks.
Any rich man can have multiple women. If you buying them, bro, like and they're in a safety zone, anybody can have. There's so many bum ass chicks out here. It's easy, bro. Right? If I want to go out here in these streets, bro, come on, man. It's a lot of women in need out here. Trust me.
There's a lot of women in need.
And I'm not even speaking from me. It's just that women I know that's honest. Like when you said that, 6 of them just popped up in my head. Like, oh yeah, for sure. If you came along with the right amount,
hell yeah,
absolutely. That's not really flex. Having multiple girls is not a flex when you have money. Having multiple girls when you're broke is a flex. Because what the fuck are you using to get these chicks?
You know what he using.
Exactly.
Anyway.
But I know something. Go ahead.
Jumping back to the exes, man. In rare situations, I feel like when there's been a lot of time in between the situation or the relationship where people have had an opportunity to heal from that situation. So, for example, you bump into an ex years later, or you run into an ex on social media years later, and then you find that new common ground at that point. I've seen some things work that way, but when it's fresh, there's no way. You're gonna have to step away from it for a moment, heal from it for a moment, and then reestablish a friendship based on something new. Because like Chuck was saying, if we kicking it, if we still there and that nerdy thing still there, we're gonna end up kicking it. It ends up in a cycle. It ends up you not finding your husband, him not finding his wife, people still fucking around. When he do meet his wife, your feelings get hurt even more because now he finally cutting you off because she said, etc. And it turns into a bigger thing. So
I think in those cases, though, you're not over that individual. I do not recommend you being a friend to an ex and you've never healed from it and you've never gotten over it. And I know what you guys are talking about. I'm not friends with all exes. Some's where you have to cut it off because you're going to keep being in that cycle. And yeah, I can relate to some of those times where that geeky thing that one-off kind of kept you bound to that individual. But I wasn't over that individual. I still wanted to be with that individual. I just had portrayed and pretended that I was healed so that I could be with that individual. That's someone, I don't think you should even be in another relationship if that is the case. I think you should be healed completely. Yeah. But if you happen to jump into a relationship and you know that you still have this connection to this guy and you know that if you see him, it's on site, you got to be honest with yourself. You can't be friends with him. You can't be in a room with them. I know this one guy who was hot. I can't be friends with him. I can't do it. So I get it. But like Dante says, when you work through it and you actually heal and time has passed, and I'm not talking about 30 days, 60 days. I'm talking about a couple years. I see older ex-husbands and ex-wives with their new husbands and new wives, and they get together and they kind of talk about the stories from back in the day. Like, let me tell you what this fucker used to do. and they're cool and they have that friendship because even though they realize that they used to be together, it didn't make that person a bad individual. They just weren't meant for each other.
So let me ask you something, Campaign.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta echo again, but let me ask you something. If you had a man, put a ring on your finger, y'all got married, all that good jazz. How would you feel about him being friends with his ex?
I wouldn't have an issue with it. If
So
I wouldn't have married him and I think this is a lot of people's issues. And as I get older and I'm starting to sift through male bullshit, it's like, I see where I went wrong back in the day. We don't talk about these things in the beginning. We don't observe these things in the beginning. We're just blinded by dick and lust and for some money and food. But if you sit and you have to peep the relationship. If I see that you're over here, I had a friend of mine and a guy, he was really close with his girlfriend, his best friend. That was his female best friend. And it was cool. But they used to do weird shit like we always go to the movies together on Mondays or Sundays. We always have lunch on Wednesdays. What's another thing? Oh, we're going to still have sleepovers or slumber parties. There's nothing going on between us. That couldn't happen. Like, that's too much. I'm not saying that you have a friend and you have to put up with that or anything like that. But when you have a friend, y'all are going to see each other. So as long as it's not something where I feel like I'm being disrespected, he's honest, he's upfront with it. If I see him hiding the phone, there's an issue. But we would talk about that before we even get to that point, because that's what fucks people up.
Right. Okay, y'all, listen, right now we are at the halfway point. And I want to remind everyone to please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you have any ideas about topics or anything, please contact us at loveandpainshow@gmail.com. Now, right now, I'm going to show y'all a preview of a new TikTok thing that's going to be released. And I want y'all to, check it out and let me know what y'all think about it. So y'all just check this out and we'll be right back. Check this out. This is only about a minute or so like that. Hold on 1 second. Here we go. There are over 8 billion people on planet Earth, and there could only be so many different skin tones, noses, shapes, and sizes. So everyone has a lookalike, past or present, which we call a doppelganger. Here on Doppelganger TV, we have identified some people for you, and here's the first example. And see if your family and friends can solve it before we reveal it. Let's go. The first person plays in the NBA currently for the Orlando Magic and used to play with Ja Morant of the Memphis Grizzlies before being traded last year. His doppelganger was one of the leaders of the Black Panthers in the 60s, 70s, and 80s before being murdered in 1989 in Oakland, California. Have you guessed it yet? The first person is Desmond Bain.
Bain with the steal off the turnover. Vassell chasing him down, and Bain.
And the second person, his doppelganger, all you old school revolutionary people should know, is Huey Newton.
Is organized now throughout the nation. We are recognized internationally, and we advocate that all black people in America are taught what politics is all about and what our history is all about.
Remember, stay tuned for our weekly doppelgangers right here on Doppelganger TV. And if you have any suggestions, please submit them. We appreciate you for tuning in, and make sure you tune in for the next doppelganger here on Doppelganger TV. Peace. did y'all figure it out?
I didn't know the second one.
They looked alike. Don't tell the truth.
Oh my gosh! I because they light skin.
No, they look alike. They look alike. Straight up.
That was nice. I like that. Please
Every
continue to do those.
Okay, I got so many of them. I mean, you know what I'm saying? But that's just one. So we're gonna launch that. I just wanted to show a little preview of it here on Thursday Night Therapy. But anyway, okay, back to the topic. So now as far as like the closure thing goes, like I said, you said that, you still wanted to have a connection with somebody. That's why you kept on talking to him, it makes it harder if you're still in a relationship. Like if you're, I mean, because if you're still doing things with the person and you haven't broken it, then you're not really going to have closure with that person. So you gotta, like, I mean, when you break up, you gotta take that time, like Dante said earlier, and let that chapter close, man. I guess, I mean, if you're single and and everything is cool, whatever, I mean, you could do whatever you want to. But I think as long as that person lingers on, then you're not going to get over that person completely. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to be harder for you to move on. So, I mean, like I said, you could be friends and everything, but you just got to be careful.
Yeah, I mean, it's so much easier said than done. I totally understand. People have a really difficult time letting go and separating and kind of cutting ties. It's one of those things where, like, man, a year goes by so fast. Life is long. A year is going to go by so fast. You can cut ties, take a year, experience something new. There are other things behind other doors. There are other things behind other curtains. Experience life. Lift your head up to see what's in front of you. Instead of looking down to see what's right in front of you. I mean, looking down at what's here now. Keep your head up to look what's in front of you. And a lot of people are just scared to let go in those situations. And I'm here to tell you that you don't have to be. There's good on the other side.
Yeah, you definitely don't have to hang on to anything or holding on to it. Let me ask you guys a question. What is a friend to you guys? Like, what are friends? What do you guys think a friend is? What makes a friend to you?
For me, I mean, a friend is someone, and listen, I don't never use that word friend lightly. You know what I'm saying? I have very few friends in this world. I can count on the hand how many true friends that I really have. So I would say, a true friend is somebody that, that you could depend on when times get tough. They can depend on you. And really, I mean, as far as male and female things go, I mean, a friend is somebody that, you might be there. They might be there for you emotionally. And it could get a lot deeper than that. I mean, I think with the male-female thing, as far as, the relationship part goes, it's not like a guy on guy thing. You know what I'm saying? Because the guys ain't going to have sex with each other. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I guess unless they gay, but I'm just saying,
all right.
You understand what I'm saying? So I think the friendship thing on a male-female is a little bit different because, like I said, if it also depends on how you broke up. Like, why did y'all break up? Like, some people, they broke up over trivial things. Like, man, why ain't y'all still together? That sound like that wasn't nothing. But other people, they might have stole from you. They might have cheated and slept with your homeboy. You know what I'm saying? Those are the types of shit that you can't be around nobody like that. When, you know what I'm saying? When they've completely have betrayed your trust or loyalty. You know what I'm saying? So it really just depends on, the situation or whatever the case may be. But I think, like I said, a true friend is somebody that you can rely on and, and that are, dependable and things like that. Somebody that you can tell a secret to, they're not going to tell nobody, that somebody got your back. I mean, the friend thing is so many things that goes in, so many layers to it. You know what I'm saying? But, as far as the male and female thing goes, man, you gotta be careful, dog. Cause, if you keep lingering on, man, that person ain't going nowhere.
So you feel like you accidentally fuck a friend?
In the right situation, man, look, in the right situation, anything can happen. If you're familiar with each other and it's the right timing and you guys are in the right situation, it can go down, dog. That's why do you think in certain churches, certain religions and things like that have protocols as far as male and female are concerned, and make sure you're not by yourself with a female and things like that? Because a lot of times, even if nothing happen, it's not a good look. So you got to be careful when you're dealing with things like this, man, because anything can crack, bro, straight up, especially for an undisciplined person. It can happen at any time. So,
Dante?
So, yeah, I mean, to steal from Chuck, first of all, friends is a definition of its own. Friends in the context of what we're talking about with exes, the way that I would define that would be anyone that you have a semi-regular contact with. So if you my woman and I'm going to call out an ex as you can't be friends with him, or y'all are clearly you're friends with him, it be somebody that you have at least semi-regular contact with, somebody who has your phone number, not just somebody who reaching out to you on social media or in your DM. Somebody who has your phone number, texts, calls, you guys have semi-regular communication. That's a friend in this situation. for me.
So wait, so your friends they vary. Like, why would your friend vary from this versus regular life? Besides the sex part.
Because of the sex part.
So the sex is what ruins the whole entire thing.
No, I mean that's what separates it. That's the difference between why one friend like a man, guy, why the relationship would be completely different than you would have with a female friend who's an ex. The sex is what is the reason why the relationships are different.
Okay.
Right.
So, but you said
that cross that line. Yeah, if you cross that line, definitely.
Right. So that's the big. I mean, and I feel like I'm getting it. So he's texting her. A friend to you is someone
we're talking about it.
They got your phone number. That was the question. Like, what is a friend to you?
Well, I said friend has a definition on its own, like Chuck said. But in the context of this, what we're talking about an ex, someone who you used to be in a relationship with.
Right.
Any semi-regular communication for me, I consider that ex. Y'all to be friends.
Okay. Okay.
This is an ex. Of opposite sex that y'all talk. He's texting you. He has your contact, your phone number. It's not just on social media, etc. Yeah, y'all friends. I don't like that shit.
Okay. So for me, a friend, it doesn't vary if you're male or female for me, because I see you as a human being
why you
who happens to be male or female.
Why you saying it's so judgy though? Like
I'm not saying it judgy. I'm just trying to. Yeah. I'm saying for me.
Go ahead. For me was real like, well.
Well, no, because everybody else is saying for me and my opinion. Wow, Dad.
Go ahead.
So for myself, all right. For friendship, for me, I don't see it differently for male or female. A friend is someone who I can trust, right? There's loyalty. I know that I can trust this person to do whatever I ask them to do. I know that they're looking out for me. So if they hear something wild or anything, they're going to tell me about it. If I'm down and out, they're going to, they might, help me out a little bit. They might give me a little money. They might let me, hey, here's a room to stay in. If there's some type of sadness or issue in my family or, a problem, they don't mind saying, hey, I'm going to bring you soup. I'm going to bring you something to eat. To me, a friend, and there's acquaintances, right? Acquaintances, I have no problem cutting them off because usually they don't do nothing. I got like 20 acquaintances. If a man walked into my life and he's like, cut them off, they out. Because I know they're trying to fuck. Like, I'm aware that they're trying to fuck, right? Because they've done it before. They want to do it again. All right. Not all of them, but some of them. But the men who I do call a friend, these are guys who treated me really, really well, just like my women friends treated me really, really well. They have a certain way that they think, like we all think. We all have a mindset. These are guys who they have women friends and they have girlfriends and husbands and wives, but they're valuable. This is someone who, if you're out of town, I can call somebody and say, hey, can you go to my apartment and check my mail? If I end up missing, I know these people are going to look for me. So these are people who I couldn't wait till I get a man so I can introduce my man to my friends. I can bring them into the fold. That's a little different. But also when you have those friends, you guys bring up boundaries. And I think that if you have a fear that you might accidentally fuck a friend, I kind of don't think that you believe that they're a friend at all. Because if you are a real friend with someone, you recognize that, hey, fucking them is not really what's healthy for this. Fucking them is not something I want to do to someone who I really care, because all I'm going to do is fuck them and leave them. And I know she's looking for a relationship, or I know he's a good guy. I'm not going to try to play with his emotions. But those are the differences in friends. So those right there, those are the ones I would not have a problem with my man being friends with, because I know they care about him. And care is not just always a romantic care. There's a different type of care. And that's between just people who value you.
Right. I agree. And like I said, I think, friends is like, I think I wouldn't, like I said, I wouldn't say friends though. I mean, you could say friends. Let me just give you an example. Like, I mean, for me, I've always been cool with a lot of females and things like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm a business person. So I'm always like, I'm never like gonna just crash out on you and things like that. I'm always in control of my emotions for the most part. So I got a lot of people that I'm cool with, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people that I've had sex with and things like that. And we've always kept that rapport. And I can always like I've always stayed cool with them. Just like I said, I could call like people that I'm cool with, and listen, and they can rely on me too. Like, because I'm a nice guy. Like, what I'm saying, if you call me, you need something, and I'm not in a relationship, then I'll look out for you if I can do it. But you can't mistake that for being a friend, though. You know what I'm saying? You can look at me as being a cool person that you can call. You know what I'm saying? If you need advice or if you need something. Like I said, when I had my shop, my door was always open. Women would always come in there, you know what I'm saying, because they knew I was there, and they would ask me for advice on different things. They seen that I was an upstanding citizen. And they would always come to the shop because my doors were always open. But again, most of them I hit, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know what I'm saying, they were there to be, I'm just saying, because they could come to me and ask me for advice and things like that. They trusted me. They knew that, you know what I'm saying, if I hit, I ain't going to say nothing. You know what I'm saying? That's between me and you. You know what I mean? I'm someone that was a comfortable space for a lot of these women that came through. I mean, it just was like, so I wouldn't say friends. I wouldn't use that word. I mean, you know what I'm saying? If it's somebody that you had sex with, I don't really think that you could really be truly friends with them, because you already didn't hit it. And it's a completely different thing, man. It's not, I wouldn't say friends for real. I wouldn't, because if you were really friends with somebody that you had sex with, that would be the ideal person for you to be in a relationship with. If you were truly friends, you know what I'm saying? What better person to get with than somebody that's your friend? You know what I'm saying? Because you guys trust each other. You have a rapport. Like, I mean, damn, why not be with them? You know what I'm saying? So like I said, so I think, I can't, I would have to disagree. Like, you can't be, if you're truly friends with somebody, there's some type of connection there, and you don't have that closure, and you haven't moved on completely.
I got a couple comments.
Go ahead.
Envy Myself says, hell no, being friends with ex only reopen problems in your life. And then Big Dog said, it depends on how things ended. We can be mature about things. P. and Hoover says, yes, I'm cool with all my situations.
Yeah, we know what that means.
But so wait, so you brought up a good point. You said that, because I always felt this about dudes. Like, why do you guys hang out with a chick and you spend a lot of time with her and you have sex with her? And, she's cool. She's a cool chick. You spend a lot of time with her. The sex is good. Why not marry her?
That's real. Hey, I'm telling you, that's real. Yeah, I think
that man might not want to be married. Maybe because marrying her requires you can never deal with anybody else in the world. And maybe bro don't want to do that.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, he might not be ready to settle down.
Yeah.
But the thing is like, what I've found, like, man, up until the time, like I said, I was like 45. Like I said, I didn't want to have sex with nobody that was my friend. I wanted to mess with some of these little nasty, freaky chicks, you know what I'm saying, that we could never be friends. So I could just treat you all kinds of different ways, and I could do it with no conscience or remorse. You know what I'm saying? I could treat you like the hoe that you are. You know what I mean? That's how I was living up until I was like 45. Like, it didn't matter. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't looking for that. I was looking for the scandalous freaks. You know what I'm saying? So I can release energy on them. You know what I'm saying? Because I know they were bad women.
So you never, in your world of you guys, when y'all was running these streets, y'all ran into very few good women. Most of the women you guys knocked off, they were all bad women.
No, I told you.
You ran into a lot of good women too, right?
Yeah.
A lot of good ones. Okay. All right. So just because somebody is good doesn't mean that there's someone you want to marry necessarily, depending on where you're at in your life. Or maybe sometimes you might have saw somebody who did something a little weird. You ain't like it. Like the way she blinks her eyes like that. I don't like that. That's not for me. So it's more than just, hey, he's a good friend and we have sex. There's more to if you're looking for a soulmate or a long-term partner, you need more than that. And sometimes people don't have, like Chuck said, they don't have everything. But just because they don't have everything you need doesn't mean that they're not a good friend or a good individual. And in this world where things are hard and tough and weird, it's really hard to find good people. It's really hard to build that community. So sometimes you just run into good people.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Like I told you, it's all about your mentality. Like if you notice, like some people that you run across, if they like real silly about a relationship and don't take a relationship serious, think everything is a game, they're not people that are ready to be in a serious relationship. They just want to have fun. They want to use you like a plaything, and and use your body and have fun with you, and that's it. So you just got to realize what you're dealing with. But some people may want more. But like I said, when I was out here, I didn't. There were great women that I ran across, but I didn't want the greatness from them. I just wanted their body. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I ended up getting. But I missed out on the even greater things that they had to offer than that. And some women, like I said, showed me. I ran into women that were great cooks and poets and things like that, had great talent. But I looked past all that talent because I just wanted the one thing. You know what I'm saying? So that was just part of being young and stupid. You know what I mean? And we grow and we realize that the things that we missed out on as we get older, we see those things. But as a young person coming up into my mid 40s, shit, I wanted to see what that action was like. You know what I mean?
So do you guys have female exes or female friends? Let's just stick to having sex. Because you guys are running these streets like it. You guys have any female friends that you guys have had sex with, but they're really cool people, and you no longer talk to them because now you're in a relationship?
Yeah, you want me to answer, or you, Dante?
Of course. I mean, you go ahead. I mean, bro, you say, of course. Well, you must got it.
Listen, man. Like that? Look, I'm cool. I'm cool with everybody, dog. You know what I'm saying? But it has to be boundaries. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm glad that I'm on the other side of the country. So all that stuff was back there, and I ain't even got to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm here, so I'm untouchable right now. You know what I mean? So but there are people that I'm cool with that I've had sex with. Most women that I know I've had sex with. I just mean to say it. Most. I'm saying 90% or more. You feel me? So that's just one of them things of life, man. You know what I'm saying? It started off with sex, but we ended up still being cool. That's just what it is.
Yeah, no, listen, if we've crossed the line before and we were still friends, then there's still a chance that we'll cross the line again. I may have 2 female friends who, and we met with each other a very long time ago. But outside of that, for me, I have female friends. I do have many female friends, but for me, you either a female friend or an ex in this case, like Champagne would call it an ex. But yeah, so no, not a lot. I still sneak a little, comment in there and make sure I still, got it and shit. So I wouldn't call that friends. Not if I'm being honest.
Okay, all right. So yeah, so it doesn't sound like y'all have any friends who are in that situation. Friends, but who are in that situation, not like an ex who you're really friends with. Like you can't call one of your exes like, "Hey, I'm out of town. I left some milk on the counter. Can you go put that back in the refrigerator for me?" And they'll be like, "Oh, okay." And there's no sex exchanged.
Yeah, I mean my ex-wife. I mean, we share kids together. Right?
Would you call her your friend?
Yeah. I would definitely call her to go get my stuff or borrow some money. Shit, you got it. Let me get some of that shit.
Well, what about when you get married? I know it's a little different because you guys got kids.
No, man, I think in any situation, like you said, it's about having a conversation and communication. You and Chuck just clearly demonstrated 2 completely different views on the whole thing. So, like, you got to talk and come to an agreement. It's about being a match with a person. Some people are okay with be friends with exes because they are, and some people are not because hell no, they not. So I mean, that really just comes down to having a conversation with that person. And again, I'm a fan of. So when I deal with a woman, if she does have friends of the opposite sex, I typically like to meet them. I like to exchange energy and get a feel and a vibe before I make any decisions. But usually, it only takes about 5 minutes of being in the same room, and I can tell you whether or not this person is on the list or off the list. But it's about communicating, and it's because me, I'm 50-50. I'll come in and no, I don't have a problem with you having male friends, but I'm probably 50% of them. I'm probably gonna come in and be like, nah, they gotta go. So I'm kind of in between. I know Champagne, you a little loosey goosey. You don't care. All kind of. And Chuck said he ain't playing that shit. So.
Because I believe in trust. Like, why would I get with someone I don't trust? And let me
I'm
tell
sorry.
you,
Hold on.
having friends does not make you not cheat. I know people who were like, we don't have male friends, we don't have female friends, and stay cheating. So if someone wants to cheat, it don't matter.
Okay.
It just don't matter. I can't control. I'm not trying to control no man. He know what it is. And as soon as you see stuff, one of the things you say is what, Dante? You leave.
Yeah, man.
Why would I stay? Why would I stay? And again, I need people to understand, because people, I have no idea why people believe this. You believe that, hey, like I'm gonna be talking all day and all night. Like, yeah. Shut up, nigga. I'm talking to my friend right now. You wait till I get done talking to him. It's nothing like that, right? These are friends that you see here and there. Every now and then you might drop a funny little K-pop, like, oh, da-da-da-da, boom. Because you have boundaries, but these are still genuinely good people.
You just said that them people do not fit your definition of friend.
Right, yeah. Those are just people that you cool with.
No, I see. I think that's where that might be the difference. I have a lot of people I'm cool with. None of them I would be like, oh, this is my cool friend. This is my friend. I'm cool with a lot of people. A lot of people. They're not people I would invite to my home. If you've never been into my home, we are not friends. I'm sorry, guys.
Damn.
I'm sorry. But it's true. If you haven't invited someone to come into the place that you call safety, are they really your friends?
I guess not. Shit.
I'll come to your place.
I bet you won't. I bet you won't. Not my damn house.
Oh, now I'm definitely coming to your house. I'm definitely coming to your house. Golly. Chuck.
But yes.
Can your wife have friends?
She didn't have any male friends when we started, so
okay,
she can't add any.
I wholeheartly agree with that.
No new friends now. No
new friends. I agree with that. I support you with that, because where the fuck did Jim come from? You wasn't talking about no goddamn Jim before I came along.
Right. Yeah. And like I said, and like I said, I gotta set boundaries too. I can't do exactly if I did have a friend that I was cool with, and I would go over to her crib sometime and we would chill or whatever. You can't do that shit when you're married. Shit gotta stop. You know what I'm saying? So you just that's what I'm saying. So certain boundaries. If you cool with somebody, okay, you care about because you care about people's well-being and stuff like that. So if you check up on somebody, whatever, cool. But you just got to draw the line somewhere where you just can't overstep your boundaries, where it would make the person that you're with uncomfortable and and jeopardize them feeling secure about things. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody that's there already when you're there, they know you better than the new person. You know what I'm saying? So there's things about you that they know, and some people can feel insecure about that. So you just got to, especially around your relationship, man, you can't keep that around your relationship, man. Especially, somebody that you had sex with, and, your woman might be looking at them side-eyed or whatever the case may be. So I just, I'm cool with people, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. But if it's anybody that I had sex with and stuff like that, then I'll keep that away.
Man, I had a ex of mine, and in the beginning, his girl, understandable, did not like me, and thought that we were messing around. And I understood. I even said, hey, if you need time, it's fine. And she, we met each other, and this is also what friends do, right? Because friends care and support your friends. So after we talked, and even she, hired me for some events, which was great, I still recognized that she was not comfortable with the friendship we had. So I just stopped. Like, I only hit them up every now and then if I need something, because I look at their, some of his people, but I recognize that. And that's what friends will do. I have friends who like, hey, she uncomfortable with it, I'm fine. But when they come back, maybe down the line, I'll still be here. That's what a friend does.
Right. Final thoughts. Go ahead, Dante, what you got?
Yeah, man. That can't get out the window, man. Not my lady. Can't be, not my woman. Can't be no friends with no exes over here. Listen, I just feel like, man, if you invite snakes to your house, you gonna get bit. So I think it's best to keep everything separate. A lot of people in this world, you got a pile for your exes, you got a pile for your friends. I personally say, don't mix the two.
All right, what you got? Final thought, Champagne.
I feel you can. If you have a good friend, you can be friends with an ex. But I also want you to be honest, right? Be honest with yourself. If you feel like Chuck is saying that, if he got you on a worse day, you're going to break down. If you still have that feelings, don't put your dude or girl in that position. Be honest with yourself.
Right. Okay. And my final thought is this. Listen, I think that going forward, if you've had sex with someone, the dynamics automatically change on how the friendship can go going forward. And some things like, you just can't unsee. If I had sex with them, and then you with your new relationship, then I think that the new person will, there's something inside them, they're not going to be completely comfortable with that. You can't have friends that you haven't had sex with, that you're just cool with. Just like Champagne. Me and Champagne, we are friends. You know what I'm saying? We've never had sex or anything like that. I introduced her to my wife. You know what I'm saying? We all went out to dinner together when she came to Vegas. And my wife, she loves Champagne. You know what I'm saying? Because we've never crossed the line. We cool peeps, and there's nothing that she has to feel threatened about. You know what I'm saying? So I would say that's me and Champagne I would say we are friends. I've known her since 2014, something like that. You know what I'm saying? We're friends. But since we've never crossed the line, we can really be friends, and I can have her around my wife and everything, and we're good. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But if we was fucking or something back in the day, it would be something different. I don't think that the shit could really be the same way since, you know what I'm saying, if we would have crossed the line. So that's my final thought. I think you just got to be careful having them around your relationship, and just be careful, man. If you're trying to move on, if you have closure, you don't have to hold on to things from the past. Try to build that with somebody going forward. Okay, that's our time. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. Please come back next week, same place, same time. Until then, peace.
Peace.
This is my father, Big Chuck. He taught me the pimp mentality from the crib, so I was never faithful in any relationship. Until one day, 6 years ago, I looked at all the broken hearts and pain that I caused and decided it was time to level up. So now I'm a happily married man who still doesn't stand for the trick mentality that is destroying our community.
I'm Champagne, a single woman on a journey to build a life rooted in self-love, balance, and authenticity. I'm exploring the ups and downs of personal growth, embracing independence, and creating space for joy, peace, and purpose. Whether you're on a similar path or just curious about the ride, this is your space to feel seen, inspired, and empowered.
I'm Dante. I'm the realest of the group. I'm once married and now divorced and dating as a single father. Here to bring a grounded perspective, pushing past all the fluff and get into the heart of what really matters.